Are you getting ready for Easter? I wonder what you've been doing. I'm looking forward to it. I've got an Easter story to tell you, which has got some happy bits and also some sad bits. So when you hear a happy bit of the story, I'd like to see your happy faces. And when you hear a sad bit of the story, can you show me your sad faces? Jesus was coming to the big city. Lots of people knew about him by now, and they liked him a lot because he helped people. He'd made a lot of people better who were ill, and he told them all about how to live a good life and be friends with God. So when he came to the city, everyone was excited to see him. And he came in a special way. He came riding on a donkey. And lots of people came to see him arrive. They waved branches from trees by the side of the road, and they put their coats down on the road to make a sort of carpet for the donkey to walk on. It was like how a king used to arrive in those days. I wonder how everybody felt to see that. But some important people in the city didn't like that Jesus was coming. They thought that people might start to listen to Jesus more than they were listening to them, and they were angry about that. So the important people made up stories about Jesus that were not true. They wanted to get him into trouble, and they did. They made it so that Jesus was in a lot of trouble, and they hurt him, and they shouted at him. I wonder how all that made Jesus feel. But Jesus did not hurt them, and he didn't shout at them. He just kept on saying that we should be kind and that God wants to be our friend. Instead of fighting back, he wanted to forgive the people who did the bad things because they didn't understand what they were doing. He wanted them to be friends with God too. The important people got even more angry with Jesus. They put him on a cross made of wood, a bit like a tree. That really hurt Jesus. And he died on the cross. I wonder how Jesus' friends were feeling now. But that isn't the end of this story. Those people could hurt Jesus, but the bad things don't have so much power as the good things. Now Jesus' friends thought he was gone. They put his body in a cave, in a beautiful garden, and they cried. They missed Jesus very much. They put a stone in front of the cave to stop anyone from getting in. And here's his friend, one of his friends. It was like Jesus would be asleep forever and not ever wake up. They went back a few days later to check and make sure everything was okay, to make sure Jesus' body was safe. But when they got there, do you know what they saw? The big heavy stone was gone. Jesus' body was not lying there anymore. I wonder how they felt now. Maybe they thought someone had taken Jesus' body away. And then something amazing happened. Jesus' friend Mary heard a voice saying her name. She heard Mary. She thought it was maybe the man who looked after the garden. And then she heard the voice again. Who is it? It was Jesus, her friend, come back to life again. He came back to show that good has got more power than bad. He wasn't going to stay in that cave. He was alive again to be with them forever. What good Easter news. Now, I have here an Easter egg. It reminds me of that good Easter news about Jesus from my story, because this egg looks a bit like that big stone, that big heavy stone that hid the front of that cave where Jesus' body was. We thought it was sad for a while. We thought Jesus was behind there, all hurt and injured and not alive anymore. But is Jesus in there, all hurt? No, there's nothing inside. Just like Jesus isn't in that cave anymore. Jesus wants to be my friend and your friend, and he's always with us if we want his company. He wants to tell us all about how to make people happy by being kind and by saying sorry when we do something wrong. That makes God happy, and it can make us happy too. And we can enjoy our Easter eggs. Happy Easter.